Friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning back into another episode. Now, we've got quite a bit of stuff to get through. What you're about to see is where we had just moved into the unit, hadn't we? More or less. We hadn't been in here long. We'd literally just been in the unit. We haven't been here that long because Jack went out to get the compressor. Yeah. So you'll be seeing the content of us moving into the unit. We're just getting ourselves settled. We've taken delivery of our new 7.5 ton HiAb, so that's quite exciting. There's quite a bit to get through, so beer, crisp peanuts, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I've been told to say I'm really nervous because apparently I've never driven a trailer before. We are going to Machine Mart in Luton to pick up a 200 litre compressor. 24 minutes away. That's not too bad. Well, we didn't crash, but we are blocking the road. So, let's go and explore. Who wants it? These lot don't know, I'm from Stevenage. If they want it, they can get it. Never actually been in there, but it's a nice shop.
That's a hardwired one, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it has to be hardwired like your cooker.
Yeah, okay.
Got hoses here.
Alright, hoses. I will need a splitter. Do you guys have them? The Y splitter. I did see it on your website. Yeah, up at the desk, yeah. Top man. Don't mind him, he's just got a fetish for compressors. He likes filming them, he's weird. Tom didn't have the volt in the back, it definitely didn't fit. Just brought the thing for no reason. What's this? The trailer. Definitely didn't need it. You're going to have to banksman me out of this because knows how I'm going to get out of there. Find out. Big boom.
One set of distractions.
Thank you. That'll do. Didn't actually bring any straps with me. Probably should have thought of that, shouldn't I? I'll check if we have some. Secure load. There is rope. I'm sure we can jerry rig something. Just tie a knot. Tell you what, I have no faith in your knots whatsoever. But hey, if it falls off, tell someone that cares. So Victor's tying down, I don't really trust because all I can see, I have no view of the compressor at all. Both sides is just trailer. But what I can see is very slack rope. So, I mean, I just don't think there's enough skill in the wrapping and the knots. But hey, look, it's up against the back of the bed. It ain't gonna go off backwards. The only thing it can do is hop out. And I don't think that's likely, so I think we're good. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm gonna install this because, well, it's 1 o'clock and I'm meant to be doing laptop work tomorrow, so I'm sure Tom will have a fiddle with it. There's also tyre valves on the tyre changing machine now. Cool. And all my flashes came. So it's 2:30, just coming up to 2:30, and Tom sent us down to Silvertown 2 to Hived. All I've been told is that certain type of people have broken into their warehouse where we installed the really big 400 amp chargers, and apparently they've been playing with it, trying to take some cable out or something, and the smaller chargers aren't working now, the 7 kilowatt ones. I think they've got about 10 in there. I put them in a couple of months ago. Apparently it's not working, so we're on our way down there to try and sort that out. Could be a 5-minute job, could be 2 hours. Hopefully not, because I want to get home, but we'll find out. Hell, they got a death wish, man. They've got a death wish. They're off. Me. For sake, man. Bro, I swear to God, if I came here for this, problem solved. 5-minute fix.
Fantastic.
But this is
right, we need to secure this properly.
So literally, I mean, it's the swings and roundabouts, I guess. They've had squatters in here, they said, but all they'd literally done is just turned it off at the main board, that was it. Not very interesting, but what they have done is they've mullered this because they didn't have a screwdriver. But I don't think they've touched anything else, so silly them, innit? Oh well. Back to the unit, yeah?
Alright. Right, key. Okay. You're starting on me, huh? You started, huh? I like my onesie, as it happens. Well, it is unusual to see the CEO of a company doing oil and filter changes on his own fleet. But then again, this is Thomas Nagy Limited, so anything can happen. I know you want you're doing this deliberately because you want a response, but I'm not going to give you one. I spent many years in my younger life, in Devon. In my younger years, and because we didn't have that much cash, you had to repair everything yourself. And I got quite good at it, so I just sort of carried on doing it. Looking for gloves, but as is normally the case, they've all disappeared. Where the f are these gloves? Because I know for a fact I've got them. So Dan created these kit bags, and the idea is in these kit bags we can carry all our PPE and health and safety stuff, so glasses, gloves, dust masks, we can carry all that stuff from job to job, and everywhere we go we'll always have the basic minimum standard PPE. This thing that I was telling you about where we're trying to make a real effort to up our standards. But I've sort of tailored this a bit more, so I've ended up carrying some disposable gloves, some duct tape, some zip ties. So obviously if I ever get stopped by the police, they would question what this bag is actually being used for, but it genuinely is just PPE. It's just stuff that's really handy to have. It doesn't look it, but it actually is just for genuine purposes.
It's very handy to have for what?
Well, it's very handy to have.
Once again, for what?
Well, it just... When you carry duct tape and cable ties, you realise how much, like, you carry a Stanley knife. I carry that.
You are not helping your case.
Dude, that is perfect. That's perfectly allowed. Small little knives like that are perfectly legal to carry around. And you'll find that once you start carrying it, you will use it everywhere. They're just permanently in my pocket. Brilliant. Yes. Mrs. Pompadour. You won't feel a thing. No one knows what that's a reference to, never mind. All right, let's get to work. It's controversial. Motor flush. There's a theory that if you use motor flush, it can actually damage your engine, but that's absolute nonsense. It's not actually, that's not strictly true. If you have not serviced and maintained your vehicle for a long time and missed many, many oil changes, theory is if you use a motor flush, it will unclog deposits in the engine and it will actually end up causing far more damage than good. If you change your oil regularly, like I do, it's not a problem. And it just keeps your engine clean and happy. Just need to drop a coolant. Before anyone starts in with this thing, because I can already feel it coming, why are you servicing your own vehicles? Well, what I have found, and I mean this, what I have found is that you have to do something to take your mind off day-to-day business activities. Like, if I stay up there for 12 hours a day, honestly, you will just go senile. You will literally drive yourself mad because the tasks never ever stop. You know, I could go away for a month, you'll come back, the same tasks will be sitting up there waiting. That's just how business is. The tasks, you never get to a point where you have completed every single task. It physically can't be done. So you have to do things that you like doing during the day. So like, while I know I've got tasks up there I need to do, I'm more than happy to come down here for an hour, do an oil change on this van. I can then tell Emma I've done it, give her the mileage. That then goes in the service schedule that sits upstairs. But for an hour, I can just switch off and do this, because this is my way of just mentally switching off during the day and doing something that I actually quite enjoy. until I shear a nut off or something, or a bolt, and then that's like 5 hours of labour. But I think you have to be able to do something you enjoy during the day to switch off, because you'll just drive yourself mad. So I do this. Right, that's our new one. Our shiny new air filter. How dirty do we think the old one is? I could look up on the service history and see when it was last changed, which should be about 10,000. This isn't actually ready for a service, but I'm doing it now because they've taken the welfare truck up to Warwickshire. There's a bit of dirt. But it's not horrendous though. You could, if you're in a real tight spot financially, when you can take an air gun and you can just air gun it off. I mean, that does buy you a couple of thousand miles if you're in a tight spot, but a tenner for an air filter, just replace it. What is this? That's it. Okay. I had a Mark 1 Shogun, Mitsubishi Shogun. I bought it from Exeter Car Auction, the one down on the one in Matford. I don't even know if it's still there, it might have gone. It was a Mark 1 Shogun, it was a gorgeous little truck. I don't have a photo of it. Little short wheelbase station wagon, fantastic little truck. Glow plugs had gone on it, so it was a common fault on those. You had to bypass the glow plug relay was shot on them, so you had to bypass it with a bit of wire to warm it up. And it started, and that was it. Boom! I drove it at the car auction, and that thing was fantastic. That would be worth so much money now if I'd have hung on to it. Oh, and it was mint. I paid like 500 quid for it. It was nothing, and it was in such great condition. I absolutely loved that truck. I gave it to my ex-girlfriend, Driftwood, I affectionately call her. So I literally gave her a truck to get her out of my life. I was like, there's the keys. Go. Leave me alone. Anyway. She'd have killed her grandma for a fiver. She was one of them. God knows what I saw in her. No.
Yeah. Why is it so dark?
Well, it's a diesel. Diesel engines by design. Their oil is always black. It's just the nature of diesel. They're oil burners. For a diesel engine to run, it has to burn its engine oil through the combustion cycle, because the cylinders use engine oil for lubrication, which is why the oil gets black, like you're seeing now. That's why they call them oil burners, because they literally burn engine oil as part of the combustion process. But I must say, that does make it considerably easier. Kind of absolutely stupid design. You have to take air pipes off to get to the oil filter. I just don't understand it. Some university graduate designed this on CAT and then took it to his boss and said, "Boss, look what I've created." And his boss turned around and said, "Smithers, you idiot. This is genius. It'll just piss everybody off. Produce it now. 100,000 units. How can we piss off mechanics? I know. Let's create a stupid plastic pipe."
I have a question. Could you not just do it from underneath?
I mean, my balls are pretty big. I probably could. Yeah, do you know what? F*** it. Stephen. I haven't got time for this nonsense. 22? 27 that looks like. No, it's a bit big. It's either a 22 or a 27. Let's go with 27. Oh, see, it's look at it. 21 years of being a Devon mechanic. See? Right. Yeah, that pipe is right in the way. But absolutely stupid design. God for that. Absolutely moronic design. That was a university graduate. 100%. And this, quite frankly, is another moronic design. Because when you finally get to the oil filter, you have to take the filter off, and you cannot take it off without coating everything below it in old oil. It's just the most, like, why would you do that? Everything that below that is now coated in oil. Why? It is the most stupid idea. I had a V6 Shogun. Is that just a story? A V6 Shogun once, long wheelbase, 3 litre V6. Nice enough truck. I can't remember where I bought it. I can't remember. I've owned multiple Shoguns. I've had a Mark 1 2.5 short wheelbase. I've had a long wheelbase 2.5 slow as I've had the 2.8 short wheelbase manual. That was quite nice. I've had a 3 litre long wheelbase. I never owned a 3.5 V6. But anyway, I had this Shogun. It was a 3 litre V6, and I bought it, and stem seals need changing. Common issue with those. So I thought, how hard can this be? Turns out really hard. I stripped the engine down, because it's a V6, you've got 2 cylinder heads. So I stripped it down, I sent the heads off to Kenny's down in Marshbarton to get them stripped, to get them skimmed. Put it all back together, lovely jubbly, you know, what can go wrong? Started it up, sounded like a World War II bomber. I was like, what on earth is wrong with it? But it ran fine, it ran sweet. It just had a rattle that I couldn't get to the bottom of. And it was like a deep bowels of the engine rattle, like something was fundamentally wrong. Like there were major issues, but it ran smooth, like it idled. Fine. And I couldn't work it out. And I was driving it, and it was just this rattle. It just wouldn't go away. And eventually, I had to strip. I stripped the engine down to the heads because I must have done something really wrong, and I stripped it down. And eventually, I found what was wrong. In my haste to put the engine back together, I dropped a bolt inside the engine in one of the cylinders, and I put the cylinder head back on and tightened it all, torqued it all up. And of course, the bolt had now gone. I mean, there was like the head was just fused into the top of one of the pistons because, I mean, there was just no. I mean, I'm surprised the engine held. I mean, literally, I dropped it was like a 6mm bolt. I mean, it actually held up. And anyway, I managed to gouge out what I could. And I sort of got a grinder. I ground off the top of the piston. I mean, completely fucked the compression. But I put it all back together, and it ran fine. So I sold it immediately. So I don't actually know what happened with it after that. But yeah, straight down the auction and got rid of it. I can't even remember how much I sold it for. I want to locate the university graduate that designed that crap. Problem with cars nowadays, the bays are getting smaller and smaller, and you do everything from underneath. In older cars, you used to work from the top down, but now you work from the bottom up. So you will notice that I'm using just a cheap 530 engine oil. And there will be many people that say, oh, you've got to use the manufacturer's specified oil. You can't use anything else. The engine will go bang. It's complete horse. That is just marketeering wank that makes you spend more money. I can back that up with, you remember that old Renault Traffic I had? Right back when I started on social media, when I was innocent. I had that Renault Traffic. I bought that from brand new. I changed the oil in that every 10,000 myself, from brand new. And I did 250,000 miles in that van when I gave it away. So I did 250,000 miles using this method of servicing. Just change the oil, change the filters, and nothing special. It was just the basic servicing, but I did it every 10,000 just using cheap Crossland filters like that. But I did 250,000 miles just changing it every 10,000. It doesn't matter what brand of oil you use, as long as it's the correct grade and you change it regularly. That is all that matters. So the cameraman has just raised a very valid question. If you use the manufacturer's grade oil, can't you just change it less often? The answer to that is no, you can't. Because what you've got to think about, and I know this sounds like a bit of a conspiracy, right? But think about it. Take Citroën. When Citroën built this motor, right, when they were designing it, they had a team, and we are talking a crack team of engineers who are paid
absurd sums of money to sit around a table and work out, okay, this 1.6 litre HDI diesel engine, we know that if we service it perfectly and we service it by the book, we know that that engine is going to last 250,000 miles. But that's not very good for our bottom line, because we want people to buy, we want to keep selling cars. So if we design perfect engines which don't go wrong, we're just not going to sell enough vehicles. So what they'll do is they say, well, we know that the average person who buys a vehicle, we know they're going to skip the odd service here and there, because that's human nature. People are tight for money. They're going to skip the occasional service. So we know that on average, for that kind of user, we know that this engine will last probably about 100,000 miles, maybe 150. That's how they work it out. You know, that just change the oil regularly. That's all you've got to do. Don't forget, when a manufacturer gives you a service schedule of, say, 24,000 miles, which is not uncommon now. You'll see manufacturers, because it's a great claim for them, they'll say, you don't need to service your vehicle as often with us because our engines are so good, you've only got to service them every 25,000 miles. Transaxle gearboxes, 100,000 miles. It's complete. Think about why would they do that? They know that it physically, people will exceed that and your engine will die. You keep coming back, you buy more, you keep buying. That's how it works. And you look in the very back of the service schedule. Don't believe me, look at the back of the service schedule. Go to your service booklet, go to the very back, and it will tell you, yes, in optimum conditions, this engine can go for 24,000 miles under normal operating conditions. It will be written in the back of every single service handbook. But how many people do normal driving? What is normal? It's such a vague word. You know, and I'll say there, well, if you're towing, it's actually 6,000 miles. But everybody assumes they do normal driving, but they don't. So this is why engines die. This is why engines fail. So just change it every 10,000. This, you know, I mean, that one I do every sort of 6,000 because I do towing with that. But these just sit on the M25. So every 10,000 I do it. But yeah, oh my God, can you imagine the amount of people who are just cracking their knuckles now? You don't know what you're talking about. That's nonsense. Shut up, mate. I don't care, all right? Bottom line is, if vehicles were that great, they'd go bankrupt because they would never sell replacement parts. You know, they're designed, you know. You ever noticed how vehicles now, everything is getting thinner? You ever noticed that? I remember on that Renault Traffic I had, the bonnet was a heavy bonnet. Like now, I mean, they're made of tin. I mean, they're so thin. All of it is designed with one thing in mind, is to reduce weight, reduce fuel consumption, increase fuel economy, because it's all about, nowadays, everyone's so tight for cash, it's about making things sound as great as possible. This vehicle can do 60 to the gallon. Well, yeah, because you've taken probably 200 kilos of weight out of it. You know, that's why it's all done. You're going to get a smack in a minute. I can already feel the abuse.
I know what you're talking about.
All I can tell you is I did 250,000 miles in that Renault Traffic, never missed a beat, and all I did was just service it regularly. That's all I did. You want to argue? Oh, you can just feel it. Literally, can just feel it.
You just chat. You don't know what you're talking. Shut up, mate.
I mean, it's up to you. Like you said, column, but you've got to take the cable. You can hit him.
That's a good idea.
If we just sprint at him.
Let's just do it.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it's a Friday, so you're not going to get like massive enthusiasm, I'll be honest. What are we doing, Charlie? Figure this out. We spent the last half an hour trying to load that shit. And...
Hi guys. So today we're doing ASMR.
No, I can't. Just too weird. I can't do it. I can leave it on there, and we can load it up with.
Wait. So what are you trying to figure
Well,
out? Tell us.
Dan was supposed to be in today. He's otherwise engaged. We loaded up all the scrap on the lorry to take it to the scrappy to get it out of here because it is just taking up space. Because as you can see, we're just running out of space. So I thought we'll just load all that up. But Dan isn't in today. I'm not sure if he's going to be in on Tuesday or not, but we need the truck to go up to Warwickshire to do some more street lighting. And I need to put that postcrete that is sat over there on the lorry, but I don't want to have to drag that. I mean, I could come with us and just find a scrapyard when we're up there, I guess.
Have you got a tarp to put over it? That could cover it.
Or I could just put it on the... Do you know what? Take it off and I'll just put it on the trailer. I'll take it to Scrappy over the weekend. Done. You fluff. I heard that. That was you. That was not him. That definitely came over from over there. Exclusion zone. Nice. Because you're not paying attention, you're not on the ball. Yeah. But as is normally the way, bring back Iggy. That's all I've got to say. Iggy McPiggy. Right, the trick is to not do that. Because the bags burst open and then... Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, you can go up there and neatly position them. We need about... those are big columns to say... I don't know. I'd rather... Sorry?
How many columns are there?
14 columns, say 3 a column, go overboard. So that's 30. We're going to need, yeah, probably most of that, I'd have thought. No. No. Don't help. Don't want you straining yourself. You see? See, Iggy, the last camera guy, he'd have just got straight in. He wouldn't have asked.
That is very true. And Shannon had better editing than you.
Far better.
Far better.
So, yeah, that's that all loaded up. This is Friday. We're just getting ready for next week. So we're just filling up those water butts with water because we'll need that for the columns. Jack's van, the one, well, they're both Jack's actually. Jack's left van, the Renault Traffic, that's just come back from the garage with an AdBlue, some sort of AdBlue fault, which has now been fixed. We've been playing musical cars and vans all week, so that's just come back today. This one's going out, like I say, Monday on columns. We're filling up the water butts, so they've got water because there's no facilities there at all. It's just an open park. So, all that postcrete, I think we're probably just going to sell that because I don't think we're going to use it now. Because postcrete, I didn't know this, bagged concrete goes off. I had no idea about that. Tarmac, we've got plenty of that. We're going to keep all that because that never goes off. But concrete has an expiry date. Didn't know that. Let's put an inverter in this as well. We've got a spare battery and inverter. I just need to fit it in. It's just getting around to it. Charlie, give us a hand with this column, will you? Yeah. It's not even heavy. It's aluminium. It's just bulky.
Tell you what.
What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
On your new vehicle EVs?
Yeah, it's right. It's a nice little size. Little diddy boy. Not quite one of them, is it? But you know, be alright for us. Oh, it's got cup holders, boy. Huh? Little cup holders. Nice.
So what it's doing is when it locks out, it locks the valve lock up. Used for doing multi-controls. You'll get the feel. Seems to be still a cab hot.
Yeah, so that's it. So that old one that got written off, the Transit, the Hiab, that company that built that one, you haven't actually got those, the yellow cranes over there, those yellow ones. It was one of those. And it was this company here that built that one. But it made sense after that one got written off. I think we were trying to weigh up whether it would pay to have a bigger vehicle. So one thing we found with the Transit was because it was only 3.5 ton, you're always limited to what you can do with it. And that was the biggest crane that we could fit to it. And that crane just didn't have enough. It just didn't have the grunt to do what we needed to do So we sort of weighed it up and we decided a 7.5 tonner just makes more sense for us. There's more paperwork and there's more headache and that sort of stuff, but there's sort of more paperwork, more legalities and stuff you've got to comply with, but it just makes more sense for what we're doing, I think. So
Happy with it?
yeah, I think it's like the office. Do you remember when I moved into the office on day one?
Yeah.
I sort of wasn't really, I'm sure once I get back I'll be happy, I'll be really pleased with it. Once we've had it a couple of days I'll be happy with it. I'm sort of, I don't know.
Why is it
I don't know, it's weird, I don't know.
It's so weird.
The first day, like when we got to the office,
Yeah,
I was more nervous than I was
fair
happy. And I think this is the same. So
When you see it on the road and stuff.
when we're driving back, I'm sure it's going in for wrapping actually, because Grey's Graphics, they're doing the wrap for it. They're wrapping the body on that on the 7th of April, I think. So it's going for wrapping and all its signage and stuff, all the livery, that's getting done. So it'll be in the shop for 2 or 3 days having that done.
Certain times.
Yeah. I need to embrace it. It's cool, it's okay. All right, thank you very much, I appreciate it. All right, take care.
I need the mics.
Well, let me just close the thing. That's why I'm trying to get the thing set up to actually drive with it.
Are you not doing a piece of camera?
Well, so we've done it.
Huh?
We've done it.
Bye guys.
Bye, Victor.
You're off to Warwickshire.
Enjoy.
You are Jack's problem now. You see that little sort of shake of the head Jamie just did, like, because you could just see he knew this. Everybody knew it was expecting this to be on a high-ab, and it turns up, and he could just see he was like, nah. I don't know how we'd have managed that, or how you guys would have managed that without Jamie. That guy, Jamie, is an absolute unit. You'll see it in the next content, actually. Putting the columns in, that fellow is just an absolute unit of a man. So this content here was, we had a job in Warwickshire offload. We had to fit a load of these columns, these lighting columns, which you're seeing on this lorry now. But they arrived on a flatbed, which is really, I don't know, I found it very odd. I was expecting a high-ab to turn up, where they literally just pick it and they just drop it next to the lorry. But it turned up on a flatbed, and of course we're in the middle of, literally, we're in the middle of a park, so there was no way of actually getting them off, and we just had to use just brute force to get these off the lorry. So, yeah, I've never seen it. I always was under the impression it'd be a high-ab, but it wasn't. It was just came on a flatbed. So this was actually the second time they delivered it, because the first time they came on a curtain sider, and they just pulled the curtain back, and I was like, right, how are we going to get these off? And I was like, oh, you know, he didn't really have an answer. He just pulled the curtain back and they were there. So I said, look, we can't accept delivery of these. You've got to do it another way. So they then arrived again 750 quid later, because that's actually how much it was, £750 to redeliver it. Yeah. And then they arrived on a flatbed, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Don't do this. And because I specified we need a high-ab. You have to. So yeah, what you're seeing is then the carnage that ensued having to get them off the lorry.
Only the cameraman helps me.
Right?
Oh yeah. Boys also thought it'd be really humorous to play a prank on me, because this was now the second time that these columns they tried to deliver it. And Jack, in his wisdom, whose idea? Was that yours or was that Jack's idea? Probably yours.
I believe it was Jack.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't recall.
Yeah. Because, it rung us up saying, they couldn't offload it. And honestly, I think there's a clip there where you can hear the pause, where you could tell I wasn't happy, because I was like, this is now the second time, and I was on the other end of the phone. I was like, give me a break, don't do this, please.
So pulled up, it's on the flatbed, but we just couldn't get it off. We tried every single way.
What is it, on pallets, is it?
No, there were no pallets. No pallets, they were on like planks of wood, and they're too heavy, we just couldn't get them off. And then there was 3 big crates with all the other stuff. So, I mean, I don't know, he's gone, so they said about rearranging it, but I don't know when they're going to be able to do it.
Alright. Okay. Alright, I'll email them and find out. Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it with me. Just tell Vic to jump and just head down to Hayes, please, mate.
Yeah, alright then, mate, no worries, I will do.
Alright, mate.
Right, bye. How do I turn the camera around?
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. April Fools!
You're a prick. You absolute prick. your funny bit. You think that's funny?
Because I know every time the lorry has to come out, it's like a £700 delivery charge. So I was like, give me a break. Yeah.
And it delays the job as well.
And it does, yeah. That would have really delayed us, actually. So luckily, you guys actually managed to... I think it was mostly Jack and Jamie. I don't think you had a lot to do with it, mate, to be fair. Just
Roll the clip. Roll the clip.
Well done, man. That was not easy.
Well done, sir.
Who we got here?
This is just
Oh.
the camera.
Oh, there's mussels from Brussels.
Nice and easy. Yeah, these are very nice to be fair.
There's a cameraman come handyman. Come odd job.
You got it, yeah?
As you can see, very careful, very professional while they're unloading things.
Right. Introduce us.
What we're introducing? I don't know
Where
what to
are
say.
we? What are we doing?
Take it out a drive. What? So yeah. Sorry. What?
Where are we? What are we doing?
We're living the dream.
We are at the unit and we're taking the lorry out for its first little fuel run.
It's quite exciting. Not for my wallet, but it's quite exciting nonetheless.
It is a new era. And people might think it looks small, right? But don't let that fool you. It's a specialist bit of equipment. Because the weight limits across London, a lot of them being 7.5 tonne, this is actually a very unique bit of equipment to have. Everyone has 12 and 18 tonnes. What do you need that for?
Stuck.
Can't get around London with them, can you? This little bad boy, like go-kart, it's not as fast.
Yeah, not quite as quick as a
Yeah.
go-kart.
Is it slow?
It
Well, it's a
is-
lorry,
it's
so-
limited 56.
Yeah.
So
And we're not a quick 56, as we found out on the motorway. As
different- yeah.
plenty of artists were going past us.
there's
Was that where?
different types of 56.
Yeah, it hits on the GPS on Google. It says caps at 54. So
Enjoy your journey.
we will. Are you ready, Victor?
I'm ready.
All right.
Live the dream.
How was it driving her in here?
Fine. It's right. It's right getting this in here when there's no one here. Got to watch the swing on it. Because at the moment it's quiet in the unit, so you've got to watch that back so you don't come out and take out the Jack's van. But it's right at the moment there's no one in here. But when there's people in here, it'd be a bit more. Yeah, a bit more difficult to manoeuvre. But yeah, she's small. But that's not a bad thing. We'll get a bigger one when we need bigger work.
Exactly.
But if you like, getting around London in an 18 tonner is hard work. So having something like this, it's a niche thing. So you can offer this as a service to people. Like, hopefully we haven't got to get contracts like that, because I remember working in central London, it being hard work. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, the size of it, it's pretty no different to just driving a long wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter, really, because it's not. Yeah, it's not like you're up in the heavens like you would be on a Class 2 or Class 1. But yeah, it's a nice little motor. It is a nice little motor. Plus, it's a 25 plate. You know?
Oh wow.
We are fresh off the production line.
Doesn't feel it.
Now you can go in that side, or you can go in the other side. I can't think what would be better, because we need to go to the big boy pumps. Go in there, I don't know. I'm going to work it out though. Oh, no HGV access. Well, technically, we're not a HGV. We are technically an LGV, I think, because we're not actually a heavy goods vehicle. I'm sure the 7.5 tonne is an LGV, but someone can correct me on that. What side's the fuel on? Left side? Or is it right side? I can't see it on there, no. I know it does in the car, it gives you a little arrow, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it's left side. Well, we're about to find out. Ugh. It's a long old walk to that petrol station, isn't it? So we're on a quarter of a tank at the moment, so we'll see how much 3/4 of a tank costs us. Do you know what? I have no idea. I'm going to say 120 at least. Oh, we're there already. $84. So quarter of a tank. What's that going to be? It's about 110, I think. If it was bone dry, maybe. Get a few more drops out of it. Quarter of a tank that was in there, so £87 for 3/4. So So if someone really wants to, they can do the math. What another one would cost. Come on in. I like it. I like it. I might do it in a bit of semi-auto. Slap it over, get in the second, go for the gears. Auto, manual. No clutch though, so there's only like 5 gears, 6 gears. But we'll go for it. I feel like I'm a real driver. How have you found your experience in the lorry? Do you like it?
I like it a lot.
It's a glorious day to be driving out with no traffic. And I get to spend it with my favourite person in the company.
There you go. Was that sarcasm?
We'll never know. I enjoy your company at times, Victor.
What do you mean at times?
But sometimes you're there at the wrong moment with a camera in my face, and I find it quite unsettling. But the big question is the unit now so clogged up with cars, this is going to be awkward to park? We will soon find out. I think we might still be early enough that no one's got in there yet. Problem with the unit is it gets quite busy. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, look, someone's parked in front of the bloody shutter. Oh, we're not looking too bad. Yeah, I don't know if we can do it with him there, but what I can do, I can take it around there, spin it around in reverse on my driver's side. Oh yeah, it's actually really quiet today. And that was our second little journey out in the lorry. Full of fuel, ready to earn some money.
What are you doing here today?
Putting a belt on.
No, but what are you doing today?
Putting a belt on.
What have you done all week?
Huh?
What have you done all week?
Putting my belt on.
Have you been successful?
I'm getting there. Please like and subscribe so I can fund myself a new belt.
So that is everything up till today. Now, the future content that you're going to be seeing, we've got another video coming out of us working down in Hayes. Hopefully, I think that's going to be the final video down there because we're pretty much wrapped up there now. We've got these columns, which you've just seen us offloading, or you've seen Victor and the other guys offloading. We're going to be installing those. That'll probably be the week after next, I guess. And there'll be whatever else comes up in the meantime. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
You're trying to do something.